Hello everyone, welcome to the 60th episode in our AI and You podcast series. Today is Thursday, May 20th, 2021, and I'm your host, Vicar Saidi. I'm a computer scientist and engineer, a lecturer, and a consultant. I'm also the author of several books. My most recent book is about artificial intelligence and is titled The Genome Affair. The Genome Affair is a speculative work. It examines what the world might be like if some of the more extraordinary capabilities forecast to be realized in AI over the next 20 to 30 years were actually realized today. Given the growing list of frightening existential threats humankind now faces, the book pays particular attention to the impact AI is expected to have on world affairs. The book is available in ebook format for those who prefer to read on a digital device, but it's also available in a high-quality paperback edition. The Genome Affair is available on Amazon, so I hope you'll take the time to read it and to leave a review. Amazon book reviews are very helpful for writers. I'm very interested in how science and technology influence world affairs and the big questions facing humankind. Studying at the confluence of the great disciplines of human history, political science and thought, international affairs, science and technology offers a deep understanding and pedagogically important lessons of how advances in human endeavor have influenced and impacted civilization. I'm available to give talks on artificial intelligence and its related technologies, and on the impact AI is expected to have, or is already having, on our world. If you'd like to get in touch with me to arrange a web-based event or consulting meeting with your company or organization, you can find my contact info in the podcast notes below. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share it with others if you find the content valuable. Thank you. And now, on to today's podcast. In our last podcast, episode 59, I spoke more about the concerns surrounding advanced AI-enabled emotion recognition. In today's podcast, episode 60, I'll talk about the recent dark side cyber attack that struck the oil company Colonial Pipeline and created chaos in the northeast of the United States. Let's get started. Once again, the United States has been struck by a devastating cyber attack. It was only a few months ago that a cyber attack on SolarWinds insidiously penetrated and lodged itself inside this technology company's scheduled software upgrade. Once uploaded by all 18,000 SolarWinds customers around the globe, the malware deployed itself into each of the customers' networks, enabling the hackers to surreptitiously collect confidential information. This time, though, the cyber attack has been of the ransomware variety. DarkSide, a Russian crime organization, struck the U.S. energy company Colonial Pipeline in early May. Colonial is a major oil distributor in the Northeast and manages a 5,500-mile-long pipeline stretching from Houston, Texas to New Jersey. Colonial carries 3 million barrels of fuel per day, about 45% of the East Coast's total daily requirement. Distressingly, all of the command and control to launch and proliferate malware in this hacking operation was executed using servers based in the United States. Colonial Pipeline's CEO, Joseph Blount, and his management team quickly agreed to pay the $4.4 million ransom demanded by these highly sophisticated hackers. And perhaps most fittingly, they paid using the untraceable cryptocurrency Bitcoin. The staggering network security breach left Colonial locked out of their own system, and long-term financial damage for the company as a result of this episode is expected to reach into the tens of millions. Perhaps most alarming is that rogue hacking groups such as DarkSide now have far more destructive power at their fingertips than the armed services of many of America's traditional adversaries. Now, a small number of people, perhaps a dozen or so, possess the capability to inflict a wide variety of dangerous attacks on the infrastructure of the U.S. and its allies. These groups can use their cyber hacking abilities to disable, damage, or even destroy critical infrastructure, including air traffic control systems, mobile and satellite communications networks, electricity grids, hospital and health systems, internet servers, military command and control systems, sewage and water filtration plants, and virtually any other network or system that operates and is controlled using contemporary internet-based technology. In real time, this new reality is redefining the nature and scope of threats that the US and other Western democracies are now facing. Historically, we worried about militarily powerful countries and traditional ideological adversaries such as Russia. More recently, we have been concerned about economically and technically proficient countries such as China. But as we go forward, these small but devastatingly effective and worrisome rogue groups of highly competent technologists that have learned to probe and identify the countless vulnerabilities of advanced economies will be a force to contend with. In the Colonial Pipeline case, they have emerged as non-state actors who can effectively exploit vulnerabilities we didn't realize we had. Furthermore, once these 21st century state and non-state actors become increasingly proficient in the use of artificial intelligence, their ability to identify and exploit the countless vulnerabilities across our economy and country will reach an unprecedented and exponential pace of malice. They will gain the potential to inflict large-scale economic and reputational damage to countless private firms and government institutions, and this will lead to a feeling of tremendous insecurity and vulnerability within the society. This degradation in national security will be unprecedented in modern times and will lead to many as yet unknown consequences. In response to these rapidly escalating threats of cyber attacks, the U.S. administration has issued an executive order that will require vendors of software systems to the federal government to adhere to new, more rigorous cybersecurity standards. Additionally, new regulations are being developed in an attempt to protect the country's vast energy sector from cyber attacks similar to the Colonial Pipeline episode. Today, America's energy sector is operated by a wide variety of private and not-for-profit, state and local entities, and there are currently over 3,000 electricity providers and thousands of other firms in the oil and natural gas sector. The U.S. also has some 9,000 public health agencies, each with varying degrees of cybersecurity defenses to protect the data of their patients. Securing the nation in these and so many other sensitive networks from cyber attacks will be a formidable task and lays bare the challenge posed by Fourth Industrial Revolution technologies, enabled by advanced computing and AI. Thank you for spending some time with me. I'm trying to follow the TED Talk format, and so I'm keeping these podcasts under 20 minutes. Let me know what you think. I hope you'll find these insights into artificial intelligence helpful, and I hope you'll read my new book, The Genome Affair. It's on Amazon. Until next time then, this has been the AI and You podcast with author Vicar Saidi.